And welcome to another edition of Win at the Horses. Joe Kelley and Bill Kelley with you to go through the weekend's races, actually Saturday's races at the three major tracks, Monmouth, Saratoga, and Del Mar, the first weekend over there, and the Haskell weekend. So wanted to say hello to my dad, Bill Kelley, who just completed the Las Vegas Ironman competition, right? How did it go?
Great. I'm
Yeah.
still breathing.
Oh, yeah, you're still breathing. Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, and you bested your previous time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 blocks
So
and I
so
go.
3 bucks. Yeah. By the way, he's out in Las Vegas with 115, 20-degree heat, and we're here in Saratoga Springs area, just down the road, and got the final two biggies over at Monmouth, race 11, the United Nation on the turf,
Which is
and
always a good race.
yeah, definitely. We're on different pages on this one for this 11 furlong on the turf. Should be a really nice day out on the Monmouth shore. Let's talk about your particular picks. Your number one, Catnip. The three is Catnip on top.
I think this is he's won 3 in a row, but this is he's been stepping up in class with each race, and he's stepping up this time, but the projected win percentage is uh, roughly the same as it was for his last win.
Right.
I just think that this is a now horse. Will be, relatively prominent forward. As the distance shouldn't be any problem. So we'll see.
Talk about the number 6 Planetario a bit. Who's going to be up early on the pace, I definitely think.
Well, this may be too short for him.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I mean, his last 2 races, he went 12 furlongs and 14 furlongs,
Right.
and he won the 14. So certainly distance is not a problem. And again, he's got some lick to him. He'll pass horses. So we'll see. We'll see.
Money Mike coming in. He won the first race over at Del Mar today. So
Did he?
yeah.
I got Del Mar up on the screen here, but I hadn't really been watching.
Yeah, I my 2 picks, the Mike Maker horse Yamato with Luis Saez aboard, been working extremely well. Has maybe a lot, a shade lower in class, but could definitely be a price. A horse which I think's up and coming, the number 8, trained by Connor Murray and Declan Cannon aboard. Has won a grade 3, hasn't attempted a grade 2 or grade 1. But I think this one could be a square price and maybe worth tossing in there. So we'll have to see. Definitely.
He's definitely needs to. Well, he won a grade 3 at 12 furlongs. So again, distance and class shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, like you said, it's going to be a standout race. Could be even better than the race we're going to talk about right now, the Haskell race number 12 at Monmouth. And hey, finally we got a race we're thinking alike.
Oh, yeah.
We've got so none of these picks are going to win. No, we've got we both liked number 3 Salute the Stars and number 7 Extra Anejo, which I take it both of us, our thought process was if any of the particular big favorites are gonna throw a bad one.
It's an interesting race, Joe. I mean, this comes down to the track is not conducive to horses that come from behind,
Hmm.
deep behind. And you got Mage and you got Tappet Thrice, Thrice, who, if you go by their latest races, are going to be in the back of the field. Um, the the pace will be ordinary. It's not going to be extremely hot.
Right.
And I think, see, one of the things that I question Mage about is the horse. Everybody can, oh, he ran a fantastic race in the Derby, but that was 3/4 was 1:10 and 3. I mean, that's a sprint time.
Right. Right.
And when he ran in the Preakness, now again it was 2 weeks later. That's you have to question whether maybe it was too soon. It went 1:13 and 4 for 3/4, and he had nothing. He was there, but the same uh, get up and go at the end wasn't there. So and Traffic Trice was absolutely horrible in that Kentucky Derby. He broke badly. He was way in the back. Yeah, he closed a little bit, but I mean, really nothing to write home about. And to me, he stalled in the Belmont, which should have been his distance.
Right.
But he if I'm not mistaken, he was actually slightly ahead of for what's his name,
Forte. Forte.
Forte,
Yeah.
and he couldn't close it off. Now, I mean, the horse Archangelo went up the rail and saved every inch of ground, but I didn't like the ending
Hmm.
of Tapper Trice in that race.
And,
What do you
and it
think?
and it seems there's always an excuse talking about this horse didn't do that for like 2 or 3 races. So maybe it just isn't a horse that's going to be sealing the deal on these races.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe he just, well, he doesn't help himself by not, I mean, really starting poor. He's a big horse. This is
Right.
one of the problems. He's a very big horse, and he's just not quick out of the gate. It's not that he stumbles or gets squeezed off. It's that he doesn't come out right. Uh, where Mage, see, this is where I question the whole concept. Why is Mage becoming a deep closer? The maiden win that he had at Gulfstream, he was on the lead.
Mhm.
Came out of the gate, and So who knows? The I mean, it was a 7 furlong race, which is tough for a first time starter,
Right.
and he won easily. But since then, he hasn't started well in the next 3 races. Although I will say in the Preakness he got off okay, but either I don't think Castellano really rode him well in that race. I don't think he anticipated how slow that race was. They were running in quick stand on the way home.
Right.
And he just didn't make up any ground. And you look at the race. I mean, Blazing Sevens was terrible today. I mean, he finished third, but he was there and just had nothing in the lane.
Hmm.
So
So let's
the
touch on the horses that we do like potentially to win this
okay,
race. The
go ahead,
number
you
one,
go.
Joe Rocket Ride, traveling from the West Coast, Mike Smith and Mandela is he known for getting the horses speedy workouts? Because he's got some nice lead
No,
up work. No, okay,
no. I mean, those are nice,
yeah.
and he's ready to go. He's going to be. He should be in front.
And
I don't
Brad
think
Cox
there's.
is number 3. Salute the Stars. Has a win over at Monmouth. We'll have to take another step up. But Rosario rides again. And what made you look into this horse?
Uh,
Number 3,
he
Salute the
made me
Stars.
money the last time out.
Oh, okay. So you have an affinity for this horse.
Right.
Yeah.
uh, what did you think of the two? Now the two is going to be. Uh,
Yeah. Awesome strong, right? Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be up there.
Yeah.
So
Second
but he's a sprinter. I mean, this is how do you look at a horse like this that has not well he ran a 2-turn race at Gulfstream and won,
right.
but he's basically been sprinting the whole time. I mean, he started at 4.5 furlongs.
Yeah, the pedigree doesn't exactly jump out at all compared to
Well,
the rest of this, but
according to my program I use,
mhm.
he's actually his last race. The GSR was a sprint and it was 63. In this race, he's rated for 74.
Okay, so you
So I mean, there's a big jump. I mean, there's no reason he can't do it. Uh, but and he should be, with the sprint races. I mean, it's interesting because if you go back to the Belmont, what we were talking about before,
right.
uh, what's his name? Who's the guy that had 5 straight wins?
In the Belmont, the jockey?
The trainer.
Are you talking about Pletcher?
No, no, no,
No, no, no.
no, no.
Oh, if I years past.
Yeah. No one will ever equal this record.
Mhm.
Was it Steven? No. Was it Stevens? I've forgotten his name. But um, the reason he won, he always won with a horse. He ran. They had a 7 furlong race before the Belmont, like a week. In those days, maybe 2 weeks
Alan
at
Jerkins.
most.
Alan Jerkins.
No, wasn't Jerkins either.
Wasn't Jerkins? Okay.
No. Uh, I think Jerkins used to work. Woody Stevens.
Oh, Woody. Yeah, there we go.
Jerkins worked for him.
Okay.
But what he would do was he'd take a horse that he had confidence that could get distance, and he would run him in a sprint race like a week or 2 weeks before,
Hmm.
and that's how he won 5 straight races. But no one has really ever copied that style. So it's interesting. This horse has been sprinting most of his life. Out of five races, 4 of them were sprints.
Hmm.
So he should be up there, and his breeding says he can get the distance. So interesting horse, and he's 30 to 1.
Yeah. So why
So
not?
you can't can't go wrong with a little $2 across the board type of bet on him. So
Shock the
interesting.
horse world. Yeah. How about Arabian Night, Bob Baffert?
Who the
What's your
hell
feelings?
knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, yeah, I've heard people talk how he's a sensational horse, but you look at Oakland. Who did he run against?
Yeah.
He didn't run against anybody. So, where has he been?
Yeah, I mean,
This is the ownership is the group that got them, got this, won the Kentucky Derby and got disqualified for the
maximum security.
Maxim, yeah,
Right.
Maxim Security.
Right.
That's the same owner.
Oh, okay.
So interesting, interesting.
Yeah, a lot of
A lot of sub
scenarios.
stories.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of sub stories, definitely.
yeah.
So that's
So
that's our wrap up of a great day of racing at Monmouth, Haskell Day. So let's touch on briefly the Saratoga Stakes, which are not exactly the best betting opportunities, and I think, but some decent racing. We got a 5.5 on the turf. Turf, I'm sure, will be available tomorrow. Race number 6, the Caress Stakes, and you let me see who you got here. Yeah, you've got your top two horses on the rail. Our Flash Drive and number 4. Is it 4 Poppy Flower?
Puppy Flower, yeah. Belmont horse. I saw a replay of Poppy Flower today.
Okay,
He's definitely a candidate.
okay.
The horse that is the favorite is Bubble Rock, right?
No,
The number
Roses
two
for
horse.
Deborah. Roses for
Huh?
Deborah. Second favorite Bubble Rock. Roses for Deborah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. You're right.
yeah. With Irad Ortiz and Christopher Clement.
The
So
well, I Flash Drive. The problem with Flash Drive is he's coming. Well, he's won 3 in a row.
mhm.
2 on the synthetic, 1 on the turf. Uh, he's quick. Breeding says he can do it. Who knows? It's got to be a step up for him.
Yeah, I was
Although he won a grade 2.
right. I, I
These are
I
tricky races. These 5.5 furlong races.
yeah, and
You
it's
know,
also interesting. The number 5 Wakanaka.
yeah.
Bill Mott, cuts the distance down from a mile to 5.5. I don't know, that may be a really a stretch to try
Well,
to win this one.
I mean, I hear a lot. I have never really looked at it, but uh, I hear the cutbacks on turf sprints are not very good. Not like dirt.
Right.
If this was on dirt, you might take a look at it, but this is on turf. Uh, and to me, if I mean the horse that should be favored is the 2 Bubble Rock. Going to
Yeah,
be
I
out there
kind
in
of
front. He's actually he's stepping up a little bit in company, but but you know Cox and Pratt on the grass is always a bet for me somewhere along the line. So the guy just knows how to ride turf. You know?
yeah, we've got race number 9, the coaching club, the CCA Oaks, which is a grade 1 race, 3-row fillies, some improving fillies, I'm sure, in this mix. And who's your filly is your top pick?
I think this horse has really turned the corner.
Mhm.
At the beginning of the year, really disappointed. I mean, Amos, yeah, I mean, he's a personality. I mean, he said this is the best horse I've ever trained. And then it flopped like crazy. I
Mhm.
heard him the other day. He said, "I've learned never to comment
Oh,
like that again."
yeah.
But the horse has really turned the corner, uh, and will have the lead. And it should be, it should be, you know, I think if anything like 5-2, 3-1. That's a decent price on a horse that's uh, is has run 7 times and finished in the money 6. So you can't beat that record. The horse that everybody's afraid of course, is the 2 Wet Paint, but he's a deep closer. Um, he didn't run very well in the race at Ellis, right? Which was
Yeah. A lot of horses from Ellis have been struggling coming back over.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Looking
Well,
at
I say he finished second, 3.5 behind. Who won? Who did he lose to there? Um, and the other one that's in there is the one, South one, which was, if I'm not mistaken, was he the favorite in that? No, he wasn't the favorite, but
no,
he was well thought of in that same race.
ran into some trouble in that race.
Well, as it turns out, Hoosier Philly beat Wet Paint last time. But again, he's got speed, and Wet Paint is a dead closer. So uh, the and looking at all his wins have been on off tracks,
Not going to
wet
get
tracks.
one tomorrow.
No,
No.
no.
Yeah, I thought
The,
a possible price, the number 3 Sacred Wish,
I saw
George
that too.
Weaver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
decent pick. Yeah.
yeah. So has been working great. George Weaver, has been up at the Saratoga training track. I saw him several times prior to the meet, and yeah, he's hands on. Getting although turf sprints are his specialty, but he could maybe steal one in this.
Well, the one other horse that you might want to take a look at is the 4 Gambling Girl, because the horse has run twice at Saratoga, finished first one time and third the other. So, and Saratoga is really a horse for course type of track. So, this again is Pletcher and Irad, I should say.
Yeah,
But the horse has been working at Churchill. So, I mean, uh, Hoosier Philly has a work at Saratoga. Um, so is Sacred Wish. Also, Wet Paint. And the one, Southland. Southland was supposed to be a big time. He didn't run well in the Kentucky Oaks. He was, what do you go off at, 6-1, uh, and got beat by Pretty Mischievous, who was a decent horse. And the Gambling Girl is the one that finished second in that race. So, interesting race. I mean, for a 5-horse or 6-horse field,
right. It'll be a fun one to
it's got
definitely watch. Yeah.
yeah, everybody there is. It could be an interesting an interesting spot for it. The one thing about Sacred Wish is he, he's coming off of Lasix, so always something to keep in mind. And also the 6 is coming off of Lasix, so. Uh,
So we're gonna our final 2 races of the day. Del Mar opening up today. They've got the race 7, the Osunitas. I believe that's the Osunitas race 7, and we both our top pick the number 8 Navizian Sunrise, and They have that many horses in Southern California that entered. Can they run 15 on the?
They're getting all these Golden Gate ones coming down here.
Oh, okay. Can they run 15? Can they
Yeah,
run
you
15?
got to be kidding, huh?
Yeah. Can they run 15 in this race? Because I only see one also eligible.
At Del Mar?
Yeah, this
Oh
this
yeah, I
yeah.
see. Yeah.
I don't know.
Apparently, what did I hear? There's something about that race. The rails are down, so consequently they can run more than 12.
Okay. I'm hoping for
I don't think they'll run. What did they got 13 listed? That won't happen. Somebody's got to scratch out of there.
no, we got 16 listed.
Yeah,
But
well,
yeah,
definitely not 15. They may get 14, but
right.
not. Yeah, somebody's got to scratch. Who did we pick? I
We
forgot.
are both on the same pick. We're on the Mike McCarthy horse, Juan Hernandez, the Navizian Sunrise, who actually is coming back from a real long layoff. Saratoga, August 31st, coming back from that.
Hmm.
So, something must have gone awry.
Speed Figure's got three. His three last races, each one was faster than the other.
Yeah,
Always a
right.
good sign. Uh, JJ Hernandez, who won the title last year as his jockey, got he's benched today by Heisa because of whip.
Oh,
He'll
okay.
be riding tomorrow, so he'll be anxious to get himself on the board. Uh, who knows? Mike, Mike McCarthy's a top-notch trainer.
Right. Yeah,
Uh,
it's interesting. Chad Brown was the trainer this horse was running here in the New York circuit and has been off for almost forever since August 31st of last year. Um, what would cause something like this, the ownership to go all the way across the coast?
Ship and win program. They have a. This is why they're getting some of these eastern horses or midwestern horses to come in because they changed the rule. That used to be you had to win on the first one. Now
Okay.
you can get paid the extra bonus on if you win in the first two races, and
Oh,
you
okay.
can't be claimed. So I mean, not this is not a claiming race, but that's one of the reasons they're attracting horses there because of the ship and win program at Del Mar in particular.
So
Uh,
that explains it right there. Yeah.
the
I'm hoping one of the horses. My second pick was the 16 Turner Loose, Phil D'Amato, who's well represented in this race. If this horse can get in possibly a decent price, 8-1 on the morning line.
Particularly if he doesn't run.
Yeah, right. So I had the winner if he doesn't run.
Yeah,
He's still
right.
my winner.
But I mean, this is almost cheating, taking the motto horse on on the turf,
Right, right. Yeah.
and you're never going to get 8-1 on that,
No, no,
even
no.
if he runs.
Yeah.
It just won't happen.
And
So,
another the final race we'll talk about, which is another race which has a lot of horses entered, is the race number 9, the San Clemente, also on the turf, a mile, 3-year-old fillies grade 2 race, and a lot of potentials in here. Let's see, your number one pick. Well, that was my second pick, Comanche Country,
hmm.
that we have going on in this particular race. Comanche
And who?
Country, the number 12, Phil D'Amato. We're riding his boat.
I mean, this is it's a risky pick because if it goes the way it's laid out on paper right now, this horse is in the parking lot.
Mhm.
Uh, the and it's not a speed horse. So although I like the horse, I'm not happy. It's an Amata horse, and it's got Vasquez on it. So the horse has 2 wins at Del Mar. That's why I picked the horse. Because Del Mar is definitely a horse for course type of track.
Hmm.
Uh, and he won from the 7 posts of 11 last year, and he won from the 5 posts out of 10 horses. So I mean, he's got some giddy up at the end. I mean, he does close well. So uh, the Vasquez has not been on this horse. It's been usually Rispoli.
Hmm.
So my Hong Kong friend.
Yeah, there you go. So we'll see the scratches in there. Maybe can play a role in how this race runs. But we're
Yeah.
looking on outside posts. I know. Let me see. I've got as my top pick the number 13 Fast and Shiny, and you've got the number 15 Broadway Girl. So we're rolling the
Is it?
dice, huh?
Yeah. My value play will be not starting unless there's some major changes there.
Right. And Doug O'Neill's not afraid to take a risk. He's you
Oh
know
no.
he's
No.
like a D. Wayne Lucas. You're like, why is he putting the horse in there? But sometimes it works
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's run second and third in 2 Grade 3 races
Hmm.
his last 2 runs. So
Right. Been
uh,
working well. Just
mhm.
post number 14 now. So if the horse gets in, so
Yeah.
right.
If not, you look for him in the
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah. You've got probably a couple months, right? To Del Mar roughly, or a month and a half.
Yeah, it runs about 10 days longer than Saratoga this year.
Okay. Yeah.
It started
Saratoga's right.
started later.
Saratoga's
Uh,
always that Labor Day
10 days
Monday.
later.
Right. And I picked up the
Wow,
Saratoga giveaway today. Oops, there we go.
fantastic!
Yeah. It's worth at least $50.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
probably to G. That's about it.
What's that?
I said probably to G.
Oh yeah,
No
yeah.
one else.
Yeah. That's the reason why I got it. She says, "Yeah, you
Yeah,
got to
I
get there
know.
early." Yeah. So, I was successful. I got the first giveaway.
Hey, I wanted to ask you. I saw a workout
Mhm.
uh, today. I forgot what the 2 horses they were showing, but it said it was the Oklahoma training track. But
Yeah.
there's also a turf track there too?
Yeah, there is, but open to the public. I was going for 2 months over there. I only saw dirt races, but they would run turf workouts at 11 in the morning,
Oh,
and
I
it
see.
was only
So,
open 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. So I'm sure they didn't flush out the place, but that's when they ran the turf workouts. So I
hmm.
never got to see the turf workouts, but yeah, it's
And the reason for that is what?
I mean, I don't see why there'd be a reason when they're not racing during the season. I could see during the season because the gates open at 11 at the main tracks, so they're bringing in cars. I don't know if they work that late. Probably not with
Can
cars
you
coming.
work? Can you walk from Oklahoma over to the gate for Saratoga? I mean, for the
Oh
track.
yeah, it's like a 2-3 minute walk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you park. You can park at the Oklahoma and go over there.
Oh yeah, the free parking is at the Oklahoma track over
Oh,
there. You got to get there early because there's not enough spaces
spacious.
usually, and then usually when I park, it's further down, and it's a good walk, but still, if you take your time, you go through the stables and get to see a little bit of everything.
That's how you walk through the stables. You mean?
Yeah, yeah. You can at the Oklahoma too, but yeah, it's funny. They have the street the Oklahoma's on is called Potato Chip Lane that you cut through, and it in the back, not where you watch the horses, because where I go, they have the Whitney stand and everything, but across the other side of the track is the backyards of Fifth Avenue, which are like ritzy homes over there. Bobby Flay has a house.
Oh,
Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports has a house now over there, so they could sit on their backyard
porch
drinking
and watch
coffee.
it. Huh?
Yeah, watch the workout. So that's the goal: get a house on Fifth Avenue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure. I'm sure. I'll be up tomorrow.
yeah. You got your agent looking scouting them out. So
Yeah.
listen, you got to take care of yourself. You're going to pace yourself for the next Ironman competition and work your way up to 5 blocks.
I think both of my legs would be broken if I ever did that again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
You
not
got some,
because of an accident.
little
I've
inside.
confiscated all the bats.
That's yeah. Great to hear you're okay, and
Yeah,
you're back. In store for another great weekend of summer racing, and
it's
want to
going to
thank.
be very good racing,
Yeah,
particularly at Monmouth. Monmouth has a really nice card.
right. And they do have for free a Haskell challenge. You can handicap every race, try to win a competition. I don't know. I signed up, but that's a lot of races to.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
races. Yeah.
So who knows?
14, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Good
14.
luck
Yeah,
with that.
right. Brad Thomas, he'll help us out. So yeah,
Yeah.
thanks to everybody for checking us out. Hope you have success this
Good luck to
weekend.
all.
Good luck. That's right, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, Dad.
Good. We'll see you, Joe.
All right.